I learned how to play the minor pentatonic scale up and down the fretboard without memorization, and you can too. I used to be stuck in the first position and I felt totally lost whenever I tried to move up and down the fretboard. But using this easy system, I can play practically the entire guitar neck without having to memorize a bunch of other scale positions. In this video, I'll show you how to use this system to unlock the fretboard and finally break out of the minor pentatonic box. And make sure to stick around to the end of the video because I'll show you some cool licks to play in different minor pentatonic positions. And here we go. Alright, so if you're still watching this video, you probably know the minor pentatonic scale. It's one of the most versatile and popular guitar scales of all time. Most rock guitar players and blues guitar players use it. And if you don't know it, it's a good idea to learn it, at least in the first position, because it'll serve you well in your guitar playing. So we're going to start in the key of A, just because it's kind of in the middle of the fretboard and gives us a lot of options to move up and down. But these steps can be used in any key. So the first position on the A minor pentatonic, we're going to start with our root note at the 5th fret. That's the A note. And that's the scale. So we're going to go 5-8 on the low E, 5-7 on the A, 5-7 on the D, 5-7 on the G, 5-8 on the B, and 5-8 on the high E. It's really easy to remember and play because your index finger can stay on that 5th fret the entire way up the scale. The A minor pentatonic works well when the song is in a key of A minor. Usually this is most rock songs. Some songs are in major keys too, but a lot of rock songs are in minor keys. And basically about 90% of the time, if the first chord is in A, that means the song is going to be in the key of A. I actually have a full video on how to find the key of any song and how to play solos over it, so check that one out too. But after learning this first position, this is where a lot of guitar players get stuck. They tend to stay in that zone, right in that kind of pocket where they know they're safe. And you can get a lot done that way, especially when the song's in a key like E, F, G, A, anything like that, because the fretboard repeats every 12 frets. So if you're playing that scale at the 5th fret, you can also play at the 17th fret. And it still works. But if you want to move outside of those positions and actually in between those two positions, here's an easy way that I've figured out how to do it. So we all know our first position. But a lot of people don't use this other position, which is actually very easy to remember if you know the first position. So if we're in the key of A, we go 7 frets up to the 12th fret on the A string, which is also an A root. And we can start our scale over there, beginning at the 12th fret of the A string. So our scale is actually the same up here on the 12th fret, starting at the A string, with one tiny exception. So we're going to go 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, and then when we get to the B string, because of the tuning, we're going to go 13, 15. So you may know this from tuning your guitar. If you want to drone notes, you can play the 5th fret of the E, and that's the same as the A. 5th fret of the A is the same as the D. 5th fret of the D is the same as the G. But when you get to the G and B strings, you have to play the 4th fret of the G to match the B. And then 5th fret B matches the E. So the same kind of principle applies here. Instead of going 12, 14, 12, 14, you can hear that sounds off. We're going to go 13, 15, and then we resume the scale like it was before, 12, 15. So, in the 5th position, at the 12th position, A string root. So this gives you another position you can use that's really easy to remember because it's essentially the same as the first position you already know. And then we can also add on this scale the 12th, 15th fret of the low E. So now that we have these two different positions that we can use, we can work on connecting them. So if we're starting from our first position here, we've got a nice little pocket right here between the 8th and 10th fret. So a continuation from that first position that you all should be playing is from the 7th fret of the G string, we can slide up to the 9th fret of the G string. And you can actually do that while you're in the first position. It sounds kind of cool to kind of slide back and forth. But if we want to do kind of an ascending pattern and kind of move up, we've got that 9th fret here on the G string. And then it's really easy to remember. We've got 8-10 on the B and 8-10 on the high E. So you've got 9th G, 8th, 10th B, 8th, 10th E. So we've got kind of a nice extension there. And so basically now we're just one position away from getting that 12th position we just learned. So what I like to do is just slide up into that position. And then we can just kind of work up from there. So again, to recap, we've got the first position, slide up into that second position kind of pocket, and then we can slide up to that 12th position and play that scale position that's very similar to the first position. And then once we're up to that 15th fret here on the high E, or the end of that position, we're basically one position away from repeating that first position at the 17th fret. So we can slide up from the end of that scale to the end of that 17th position. And it repeats the exact minor pentatonic that we already know. So again, starting at the 5th fret, basic minor pentatonic that we already know. Then we've got the pocket at the 8th fret. Then we can slide up to the 12th fret and play that variation of the minor pentatonic that's basically the same. And then we slide up to the 17th fret and play the exact same as the first position. So if we're doing like a bluesy type solo, we can play something like... So if at this point you've got all that down, you've basically got this scale from the 5th fret all the way up the rest of the neck. If this feels like a lot of information for you, it's probably a good time to pause the video and practice that, and then maybe come back once you've had that information absorbed a little bit. But if you're still with me and it's making sense, we can add another position going backwards on the neck. Now this is another one of my favorite positions in the minor pentatonic because it's very symmetrical and easy to remember. So if our bass position of the A minor pentatonic is at the 5th fret, then if we slide 2 frets down, we've got this other position that is really easy to remember. So this position goes 3rd, 5th of the low E, 3rd, 5th of the A. Then we're going to use our index finger and pinky finger to play 2nd, 5th of the D, 2nd, 5th of the G, and then we're going to go back to that kind of first finger position, 3rd fret, 5th fret of the B, 3rd fret, 5th fret of the high E. So the bottom 2 strings were 3rd, 5th, middle 2 strings were 2nd, 5th, top 2 strings were 3rd, 5th. So again, very easy to remember. If you remember the first 3 strings, then the last 3 strings are just basically kind of like the mirror image of them. And this position is not something you need to play all the way through like the other ones. Some of the cool spots I like are the bottom 2 strings. You've got like a little kind of cool pocket there on the 3rd and 5th fret of the bottom 2 strings. So if we take the bass position, you've got that little kind of extension down there that sounds cool. And then I really like the middle 2 strings from the 2nd to 5th fret. You can get this kind of cool phrasing out of these 2. So again, this is just another extension down that gets you very close to playing the entire fretboard that's easy to remember. So let's recap every position we learned today. We've got the first position. Then we've got that little bit of extension pocket up at the 8th fret. Then we've got the A string root position at the 12th fret, which is very similar to the 5th fret position. And then we've got the 17th fret position, which is exactly the same as the 5th fret position. And lastly, we've got the lower extension position. And then we can connect all these together very easily. So I recommend you practice these positions by taking like a backing track in the key of A or a song that's in the key of A and just playing these different positions and transferring between the positions up and down the neck while playing over the song. And if at first you're just playing the scales straight up and down, moving between each position, without any like real interest or like licks involved, that's totally fine. You're just kind of figuring out how to get your hands to move and where to go. And then you can gradually incorporate some cool sounding stuff into it. And once you've got A mastered, it's a good idea to kind of practice these in different keys. That way you can kind of get a feel for moving through the fretboard as opposed to kind of counting which fret you're at. All right, and so as promised, here's a few cool licks to get you started in the different positions. So from our standard position, we can do this basic rock fill, which sounds cool in pretty much any application. So we're gonna bend up at the 7th fret of the G. Then we're gonna pick up the 8th fret with our pinky of the B string. And then we're gonna do a pull off. Then we're gonna hit the 7th fret of the D. Then we're gonna hit the 5th fret of the G string. And then end on the 7th D. And then the next one we're going to do is in that 8th fret pocket, and it goes like this. So we're just going to do a pull off from the 10th fret to the 8th fret of the B string. And then we're going to hit that 9th fret of the G, and just do that twice. Or you can do as many times as you like. And then maybe ends with some vibrato on the 9th fret. And then at the 12th position, we can do one like this. So we're just going to go back and forth from the 14th fret of the D and G to the 13th fret B with a little bit of vibrato, then back down to the 14th fret G. And we can even palm mute those first notes a little bit. Or you can play it open. And then the last one we're going to do is going to be down in that lower extension part. We're going to do a riff like this. So we're just going to do a pull off from the 5th fret to the 2nd fret of the G string. And when you're doing this pull off, make sure to use your pinky to kind of pluck the string. It's kind of an exaggerated version, but it's going to give you a stronger pull off. And then go to the 5th fret D. So that's it for this one. I hope you liked the video. Remember to practice all those extensions and moving between them. Practice in different keys, use backing tracks, and then start incorporating cool licks into it once you're comfortable. So if you found this video helpful, please remember to like and subscribe and hit the little bell icon for notifications. That way you get notified every time I post new content. And I'll see you guys next time.